Imagine if I had done any of this. Let me just, I just want to be clear about this. Imagine that. Imagine if I had pulled Fox News' credentials from the White House press corps. You're laughing, but no, this is what's happening. Imagine if I'd said to law firms that were representing parties that were upset with policies my administration had initiated, that you will not be allowed into government buildings. We will punish you economically for dissenting from the Affordable Care Act or the Iran deal. We will ferret out students who protest against my policies. It's unimaginable that the same parties that are silent now would have tolerated behavior like that from me or a whole bunch of my predecessors. So, and I say this not on a partisan basis. This has to do with something more precious, which is, who are we as a country and what values do we stand for?
So you know it's white supremacy, right? Like you understand that everything Donald Trump is doing is white supremacy. Now, I know that some of you are tired of hearing that or you don't want to hear that. I know that that sounds like it's too oversimplified of an answer or whatever the case may be. But if you simply look at the data points you have, it's undeniable. When he first got inaugurated, the first thing he did was sign an executive order to end birthright citizenship. Do you know that birthright citizenship is enshrined in the 14th Amendment because of white supremacy? Because prior to the 14th Amendment, enslaved people were denied birthright citizenship under the Dred Scott versus Sanford case. And so the 14th Amendment enshrined birthright citizenship so that nobody would be denied that. Donald Trump denied it with a stroke of a pen, even though it's being challenged by federal judges. Additionally, Donald Trump is calling for an additional census to happen. This has never happened in American history, where the president dictates this extra census. And in this census, he says, do not count illegal people. Now, of course, him and his administration get to determine who's illegal. You know where we've heard that before? Where people count differently than other people? The 3/5 compromise. When enslaved people were considered as 3/5 of a person. Now look at this takeover of DC where he's deployed federal troops. He's gone from ICE Gestapo thugs kidnapping people off the street while wearing masks, ripping mothers away from their children, even people that are here legally and doing it legally, doesn't matter, all ripped away. He's gone from that to now terrorizing and harassing American citizens. But look where he's deployed these troops, primarily black neighborhoods. Now, the over-policing of black neighborhoods is as American as apple pie, but it's rooted in white supremacy. You got KKK Caroline giving us statistics about how many arrests they got. You got Jeanine Pirro's crusty, dusty ass talking about laying the hammer of the law down. You got MAGA influencers talking about how we need to clean these neighborhoods out and start over. This is ethnic cleansing. They are talking about black people. Now listen, they're going to play the, oh, nobody said black but you, Jolly card, and that's because that's how white people work. You motherfuckers know I was raised with you, right? You motherfuckers know I was raised in the same house as you white folk, right? Went to the same church as you white folk, right? Went to the same school, in the same communities, played with your white kids. I was raised by you. Ain't no fucking gaslight me. Anyway, I can keep going because there's a lot of examples, but all I'm telling you is if you look at exactly what Donald Trump is doing, it's white supremacy. This is a Make America White Again movement. Christian nationalism is a white supremacist movement. It isn't an over-exaggeration. This isn't a stretch. This isn't a conspiracy. This is fucking reality, and it's happening right in your fucking face.
So if you're one of those people who still thinks that Trump supports the military, remember, he wants them to be shot. He wants the military and National Guard in D.C. and other places to be shot. That's why he put them on every street corner for no damn reason. That's why he then said, hey, we're not going to prosecute any citizens who carry shotguns or long rifles. So gave him that option. That's why he ratcheted up the pressure and the fear and the anger all over this country and around D.C. with his talk of a federal takeover and, Civil War bullshit and all this stuff. He wants to create the situation where somebody shoots at the Guard or the military who are just following orders, and those are legal orders. He wants somebody to shoot at them so then he can say, like, hey, I don't know what these people were thinking. They lost their shit. These crazy communist, Democrats. No idea why this happened. Martial law. So he is hoping that military and National Guard get shot at. He is hoping they are attacked. So if you're still in that point where you think somehow he gives a flying fuck about the military or the National Guard, think about that. He created the situation. He put them in the situation. He created the fear, the anger in people around them, and then allowed them to carry weapons while he ratcheted up the fear and anger in them. He's deliberately making the military and National Guard targets for people who just lose their shit because of what he is doing to them and what he is doing to their brains and their emotions. And he's going to go ahead and try to sacrifice some military or National Guard members. So if you're a military or National Guard member and you're watching this, remember, you're being used as a target. And he is going to rile up the people who would attack you and make sure that they attack you. He wants them to attack you. And he wants you to be there front and center so that he can crack down even harder.